So I have started tearing the car apart, to release this Woodall's foolbard, because insurance has finalized their claim, investigation, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, the result of that is my insurance is totaling the car. I would have never guessed. I am dumbfounded. But not really. I knew that obviously that was going to happen. I mean, it's a 223,000 mile 2006 Mazda Miata that's in the wreck condition that it was in. It was going to be totaled. I'm okay with that. It's going to be salvage titled. I'm okay with that as well. It's the fun car, race car. I don't need it to be a perfect title because I'm going to continue to beat this shit out of it. Anyways, I'm going to go over the stuff I've taken off and go over some things I've discovered, unfortunately, that are also kind of messed up, but nothing crazy. So, yeah. All right, let's go. Since I'm still outside, I'll just start with what I already have. This is the stuff from the front bumper, the splitter, air dam, what's left of it, front, fender liners. The front bumper took a massive L, but this stuff is outside, so I'm gonna start with it. All that useless, worthless, unless I can somehow, and I will, be getting some piece of this up to the dragon to throw onto the tree of shame because I earned it. Now we're gonna go inside and look at that stuff. All right, well, now that we're inside, we're gonna just start with the front bumper area, since that's where a lot of the damage was. So took the headlights off, took the crash bar off, took the mangled mess of the skid plate off, and the radiator, words are hard, radiator mesh shroud thing from Racing Beat. That also took an L. And there's the slitter mount brackets. Those are obviously foobarred. The crash bar is not messed up, but I plan on replacing it. The I'm not sure if I pronounced it right. He has been talking about wanting to do lighter, stronger crash bars for the NC, which will have built-in provisions for splitter rods and obviously tow hook, and allow for more room behind the bumper, so making it easier to get to my air filter, which sits here. Do not mind all the gold heat foil tape. I got crazy with the cheese whiz, as it were. All right, so anyways, now underneath the car. This stuff looks good. This part of the body flange right here got bent, but it's just a little, I can bend that by hand back, so that's fine. This part, I guess you call it the radiator support area, because it's not a separable radiator support, that I can tell. It got kind of bent, pushed up, but nothing crazy there. I can beat that, with a rubber mallet, knock that flat. As far as you can tell, this is not something you can buy separate, so... yeah. So that part, unfortunate, but definitely not unmanageable. Like I said, this piece right here, I could literally just bend it by hand. The bracket that was here to here got bent, so that's going to get replaced. This is, we had like hot wiring and whatnot. Let's see, what else? This one looks great. This was one of the splitter support rod, tension cables I had. It's no mas, obviously. The big thing that I discovered, and I'm not super pleased with it, but I'm also not surprised, the radiator. Now, the radiator is not cracked, but pulling out my lightsaber, that mount portion of it is cracked and broken off. So, now granted, there we go, better see it. Granted, that is entirely possible that could have been, just something that broke because of vibrations of the car. I mean, it's got solid motor mounts. It has this solid engine brace. It's got poly bushings. And then it's got the 2.5 with the cams. That may have been like that already. I doubt it, because the other side looks stout and solid as crap. But anyway, it's aluminum radiator. And I don't know that it can be fixed without replacing it. So... it just means I'm going to go for an even better cross-flow radiator from CSF. This is what I have as a CSF radiator, but I'm going to get one of their better ones now that I have to replace it. So yeah. So all in all, no massive front end damage. The radiator is a new revelation. I'm not pleased about that, but all this is junk. Ideally, with the new splitter I'll be getting from Racebred, I won't need a skid plate because I'm going to have it go extend further back to the subframe. So this will not be needed. Also, because I'm going to do a front air dam, that should help too. So mangled mess of all this. Oh yeah, this is that bracket it's on you about. That's what it's supposed to kind of look like, and this is obviously mirror image. It's clearly foobar. All right, on to the next section. All right, so I took the rear bumper off because, like I said, I'm doing the front door micro bar, and when he makes one, I'm doing the rear too. I just went and took it off. Just wanted to see back here, see if there's anything crazy. I took the trunk off as well with the wing. I'll get to that in a second. But these mounts, bolts of the trunk, they did kind of get bent and cracked, and that is part of the body. Now, granted, the plan is to go to a fiberglass trunk, which weighs a lot less, and will not have a wing on it. So I feel like I can just kind of like tap these out, put some washers on it, and just bolt it in for the regular trunk hinges, because it's going to be a lightweight trunk. And it's not going to be that big of a deal at all. I'm not super concerned about that. I will make a note. You see that right there? This right here. And that right there. It kind of looks like it's coming undone. I was alarmed by that. But then I remembered that when I was towing with this thing, the hitch went between crash bar and body. And it was literally ripping the flange off the body with all the towing, which is why I had to get rid of the tire trailer. While that did look cool having a tire trailer in the car, it was causing actual problems, so that had to go. While I got the bumper off, the rear bumper actually isn't overall that messed up. Took some paint damage here, yada yada. It is a little warped and deformed. What I want to do is, with the new bumper, is I want to do a whole bumper cut, just right here, somewhere along the line. Cut all this off. Get rid of all this parachute plastic, get rid of the weight, I know, all of a couple pounds of plastic. It does look cool. I've seen a car that don't have it, and it looks pretty sweet, and means I don't gotta run fender liners in the rear since there'd be nothing there to fender line, and it gets rid of some stuff. And I've seen it, buddy Frankie out in California, he has a black NC, he's done it, and I like it, and so the goal is to do something similar. Let me get my lightsaber back again so we can better look at this. I realized in the last video, can't really see it. But the right rear suspension, sit there and think about what you've done. So that arm is the one I was telling you about, that's super bent. Super bent. And you see where it's broken right there? That's because it bolts right there and it got ripped off. So the arm has to be replaced. Thankfully, it's a bolt. It comes off the knuckle. And that arm is there. This one, it's also bent. That is the camber adjustment arm, which is not fun. But hey, you know, it'd be like that sometimes. Also, I had mentioned that the subframe and the rear got a little smushed up. And that's what I'm talking about. Now, I don't think it's unfixable to get where I want to go. Because like I said, that brace kind of got smashed. And it smashed up against the exhaust. Oh, that's just the paint in the diff. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? It's fluid, but it's not. It's just the diff housing mate. So, yeah. So that part is going to take some TLC. Might figure out a way to get rid of all this evap shit too, since I don't care about that kind of crap. Because race car and evap shit weighs something. We don't fucking need it. If I can figure out a way to do that and not make it super complicated. But anyways, that's just a tentative plan for that. You know, also the side skirt. You know, that is just a bunch of tabs that just will pop out, and then I'll just put a new one on, and ta-da. Yeah, so that won't be hard. This paint got scraped up, but scratched all to hell. But again, the plan is to wrap the car. All right. So on to the next thing. All right, the trunk is off because, well, it's off. We don't need it anymore. It's super fucked. So that's part of the mount bolts for the wing. As you see, it's completely ripped that one. and that one. In the trunks, in the accident defense, I guess I could say, those spots are already kind of cracked from the wing. I guess, you know, just the wing is not light by any means, and it definitely was not friendly on the trunk. It's been on the trunk for a few years, so yeah. So the trunk is gonna have to obviously get replaced or gone. Yeah, that's that. So anything else in here? Nothing crazy in here. Nothing else I can see really on the car has got messed up, surprisingly enough. Again, I don't want to talk about that guy. So yeah, so that is where the current Teardown pretty much is. I guess now I'm gonna just start making shopping lists of stuff. You know, got to get a bumper so I can make an air dam so that I can get a template made to race Brits. They can get me a splitter. And then, yeah. I remember my first time walking too. So, here's the wing. I'm just realizing that is crooked. Oh, that's not cool. This wing might be messed up now that I'm looking at it. Oh, well, that's not ideal, because I was hoping to maybe repurpose this wing with different mounts to avoid having to get a new wing, but I don't know. All right, well, on the next part of this video. Okay, bye. And also, I'm going to be doing this brake kit I told you about last time. The real holdup with that is I got to find wheels that will clear it. Now, I know of 2 sets of wheels that will clear it. The 949 6ULs that they made for the NC Miata at some point in the past few years. They're no longer being made. That being said, their website alludes to the fact that they may make them again. But I know for a fact those will clear these calipers, as well as the Wed Sport TC105Ns. Now the X, essentially the same wheel, some slight differences, but the X should also clear the caliper. So basically the 2 wheels on them for sure clear it without spacer are a wheel that's not currently being made, and is, you know, unobtainium, and a wheel that is like $600 to $650 a piece, and I need 8 of them. 4 wheels for the Hoosiers and 4 wheels for the daily/rain tires, because I need rain race tires, and I do drive this car around sometimes. I like driving the car. I drive it to work, you know, to do alignments, get it, you know, oil changes and stuff on it when I do it, or, you know, just go to car shows in the area, or just, it's a nice day, let's go drive the car. So I'm gonna need 8 wheels. So that being said, over the next few months, I'm gonna try to find people who have 17x9 501/14 wheels, and an offset range. I want to say both those offsets of wheels for those 2 that fit are like 38 to 45 range, I believe. So I'm gonna just try to get, I'm gonna bolt up one of these caliper and brackets to the car on the front and just throw random wheels on it until I find ones that fit, that don't break the bank. If I had to hazard a guess, I'm probably gonna end up with some semblance of Koenigs. Nothing against Koenig wheels. I'm just like, man, not really the biggest fan, but nothing wrong with them. I would love the RPF ones to work, but they're never gonna. I'm also thinking about maybe checking out the PFO one from Inky. It looks like it might have enough spoke clearance if I could find somebody who has one. It will let me just bolt it to the car. That's it. It doesn't need a tire. Doesn't need pretty. I just need it to be an undamaged wheel of 17x9 501/14, and see what will and will not clear the brakes without godly amounts of spacer. 5mm, I can live with that. I've extended studs. 10, not a fan of it, but maybe. Beyond that, hard pass. Sorry, not sorry. It was going to take like 20mm of spacer for RPF one to clear it. So that is going to be something else I'll be looking into doing as well. So, all right, on to the next thing. All right, so I'm back outside. And yeah, so that's how the car, you saw the car as it sits, the parts, what I've taken off of it, what is messed up. what additional things I'm gonna have to replace that I've now discovered. So yeah, it's a lot. The insurance payout I'm getting on it after buyback and my deductible and towing expense is going to be a nice chunk of change. I'm not wanting to discuss dollar amounts that I'm getting back or things at a cost, because I feel like that's kind of tacky, but it is a nice chunk of change that will certainly help forward this rebuild along. That's that. It's gonna be a lot of stuff. Like I said in the previous video, it's not gonna be ready for Norton. It's not gonna be ready for the Dragon. It won't be ready for the Shamrock Mountain Hill Climb Event Fest in October. September, I was signed up and I'm on the wait list for the Dave's race for the Racing for ALS at VIR. Even if I get off the wait list, which I was told I was going to no matter what, because this is how they just eventually unwaitlist everybody, the car won't be ready for that either. But that being said, I'm still going to go to all these events. I'm going to go, hang out, crew, work, spectate, just, enjoy myself. It's going to be cool around race cars, hang out with my race car friends and family. So I'm still going to go to these events, just not the way I want to. That being said, the Norton Hill Climb, which has come up in a few weeks. Oh, shit, that's in a few weeks. I was offered a co-drive. My buddy Philip, he has a K-swapped NA Miata blue and white. You've seen it. It does the best burnouts you've ever seen, and it's gonna twirly whirly, get there early on it. He offered me a co-drive in it from Norton, and while that sounds like an absolutely awesome idea, it's like a 500 horsepower K-swap Miata. Weighs nothing, has all the power, does all the things, all the noises, all the cool stuff. But I can't do it. It wouldn't feel right, because if I did something wrong and I messed up his car and ruined his weekend or worse or something like that to the car, I don't want to ruin his machine, because he's been kind of fighting with it to get it to work the way he wants to, and it appears to be working as he wants and seems to be running good, knock on wood. And I don't want to be the guy that messes that up. I don't feel confident enough in myself to just be handed someone else's keys and go run my car with hill climb with double the horsepower and more aero and more grip. And so, appreciate it, Phil, but I would hate myself even more if I not only bend up your car after having bent up mine and ruined your weekend. So, can't do it. I would love to drive it. Maybe when I've got my car fixed and I can feel better about driving someone else's car, but I've already destroyed one car this year. I don't want to risk doing another. It's like as an autocross. Like if you said, go drive it at autocross, okay, I will feel a lot better there. Cause I'll hit a cone or something like that. I can feel way better co-driving someone's car at autocross. It's a whole other thing for me to co-drive a car at a hill climb or a track day or something like that. So won't be driving anymore this season. Maybe some autocrosses if I can find co-drives, just so I can stay not entirely bored or get super rusty in the off season, because it's gonna be a long off season. I gotta fix all that stuff, and it's gonna cost money. It's gonna take time. I'm gonna do it in steps and batches. So yeah, so I guess the next thing to do is now go through and make a shopping list of all this stuff I want to get, need to get, would like to get, and make plans of how I'm gonna do it all, and start, I guess, knocking that all out. I gotta finalize the paperwork with insurance first, dot my I's and cross my T's, yeah, and then send that off to them so that I can then get that whole process finalized, get the payout amount, and then I gotta go to the DMV to tell them title salvage and yada yada, all that stuff. So, but yeah, so I don't have a title for this yet, but I figure by the time I'm done editing it, I'll come up with something. But until then, I'm gonna hang up, go shower, and try to enjoy the rest of my Sunday off. It's been a not great weekend, so. All right, hasta luego.